morning. I'm Christian Garnett, and this is What's Happening. I'm joined by Sue D'Ambrosio and Sue Sullivan. How are you two this morning?
Great.
You're here to talk about the Flower Pot Music Concert. Sue Sullivan, tell me about the Flower Pot Music Concert.
So the Flower Pot Music Concert is an initiative as part of a global festival called Make Music Day. And Make Music Day is always celebrated on the summer solstice, and then they also do a celebration on the winter solstice. But it started in Paris as a free music offering to celebrate the longest day of the year. And eventually it expanded and grew to happen in cities and towns across the globe. And so they commissioned this particular piece to be one of their special programs. And I think it started 2 or 3 years ago. And when I saw it, to me, the light bulb went off and I said, there is a way to link the solstice, nature, music, and Cape Cod in a really fun and unique way.
Great. Is this the first one on Cape Cod?
I believe so. And in fact, it may be one of the first official Make Music Day events to be celebrated on Cape Cod.
That's awesome. And Sue D'Ambrosio, is there anything you'd like to, is there anything she missed that you'd like to talk about?
I don't think so. She introduced me to this whole event and the composition as well. So I go to Sue for questions around that. I can say though that when I heard about it from her, it was also immediately intriguing and seemed like very much aligned with Cape Symphony's mission for creating joy through music. And so this is a way for our community to come together and make music together, and without lots of training or feeling like you have to be an expert. And the more we can do that in the community, from my perspective and Cape Symphony's perspective, the more we can connect people with music in every way possible. So we were all very eager to participate in that.
It really does sound great. I'm hoping I can go see it as well. So some basic information about the event is that it's going to be a free event on June 21st, which is the summer solstice, and it takes place from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And it is at Ropes Field in Cotuit. All that is correct, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Mark it on your calendar.
They should. It's free. They have no reason not to go.
Right. And it's also open to people of all ages, all abilities. You don't need to be a musician or musically inclined. So people can really, participate no matter what their skill levels are. It's really meant to be an inclusive, community-wide event. And like Sue said, to bring people together, celebrate both the joy of music, the joy of our beautiful natural surroundings, and the joy of kicking off summer officially on Cape Cod.
Yeah. So would you like to tell me anything about the hosts and partners of this event?
Yeah.
And how you are involved yourselves. I did not get to mention that at the beginning of the interview.
So Barnstable Land Trust is taking the lead on pulling this collaboration together. Ropes Field is one of our conservation properties, and it's a beautiful sort of open field that once was an orchard, and then in the 1950s became a Ropes local farm. Today there is an iconic mature oak tree that stands in the center, and the grassy field surrounded with split rail fences, and it really brings you back to a simpler time. And we think that this opportunity will invite people inside to enjoy that space in a way that people don't normally. The other thing is Barnstable Land Trust over the last year, we've really been excited to do more collaborations and collaborative leadership and to work with different partners on the Cape. And this particular idea really lent itself to working with Cape Symphony. And we were so delighted that they agreed so readily and so enthusiastically, and to have someone like Sue, who's such an accomplished musician and educator, to be our guest conductor is really exciting. And then the Cotuit Library is only maybe a 5-minute walk from the ropes field, and they will be offering from the 6 to 6:30 slot some arts and crafts for families while we're sort of getting registered and people are getting out their flower pots and their mallets. But June is also National Pollinator Month. And many people on the Cape especially might be familiar with the Pollinator Pathways project on Cape Cod, and a lot of people looking at doing more native plantings that attract, bees and birds and butterflies. And so to tie into that flower pot, planting natives kind of theme, we'll have some great arts and crafts for everybody to do as part of this musical concert, thanks to the Cotuit Library.
It's all very thematic. I like it. Sorry. Sue D'Ambrosio, is there anything you'd like to add about Cape Symphony's involvement?
Just to reiterate our mission to inspire joy, this totally fits with that. I would encourage people to not be shy, to show up and ready to participate. This isn't a concert you come to and sit in chairs and be quiet and watch the other people make the music. It's really an opportunity to actually participate. It's as simple as bringing, you can bring a flower pot or actually a bowl from home. So if you have something that's ceramic or metal, that's going to lend itself to the beautiful sounds that we're going to create. And if you have something to tap it with, you can bring that, but we will have some mallets available, and that 6 to 6:30 time too is a time to try out some maybe different mallets that we have on our table to find the right fit for your vessel. And we will situate the folks that want to do the playing. We'll give some simple instructions. It's really improvisatory, which means it's not going to sound the same twice. And my role as the leader is to give the directions for how we're going to enter the space, start the sound, stop the sound. It'll have different groups of people playing at different times. So this the sound that's created by tapping these ceramic or metal flower pots or bowls is a bit of a ringing sound at different pitch levels. It's just very meditative. It's blendy in different ways. And I think that it's going to really have people that participate are going to walk away having had this very special, impactful experience. It's, again, one thing to be an observer at a music concert. It's a different thing if you've never experienced it to be in the middle of it. Even if you're not playing on a flower pot or a bowl, but you're in the midst of this group, you can be standing next to or sitting next to, your child or your partner or your friend who's doing the playing. But if you're right there in the middle, it's an amazing experience. And then, as Sue said, in this beautiful field surrounded by, nature in a way, it's I can't imagine. It's hard for me to describe how, what I think this is gonna feel like when we're there and when we're doing it together.
It really does sound very fun and very interactive. You had one point that I'd like to reiterate, just because I think it's pretty important. I mean, the whole thing's important, but for visitors, I should say there are a couple things that you should bring from home if you're able to. And that is, first of all, a chair or blanket that you can sit on, and also a small to mid-sized pottery or ceramic flower pot or a metal mixing bowl, something like that. So if you're joining this event, you should try to bring those items.
Right. We'll have a few extras. We hope to have a few extra flower pots for people who don't have something at home, but we're hoping most people will find something that they can bring along. And the other good thing is, thanks to the Make Music Day group, we are getting donated mallets through Vic Firth, which people may not recognize that brand, but it is part of the Avitas Zildjian company. And Zildjian is an old established Massachusetts world-class quality name in the music world. They're headquartered in Norwell. So we think it's just incredible that there's going to be this connection with a local producer of these mallets, even though they're giving mallets to people all over the world. So it's an exciting connection. And it'll be a great treat for, these emerging musicians to be able to play with a Vic Firth mallet, I think.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I think that's about everything we needed to cover. Is there anything else that you wanted to add before we start to wrap this up?
I just wanted to add that the show will go on, except for like heavy rain and lightning and all the rest. But as everybody knows on Cape Cod, a little drizzle or a little fog isn't going to close things down. So rain or shine, it is the longest day of the year. So we hope people will come out no matter what the weather gods decide.
Yeah, let's hope it's one of the drier days of the year.
Yes.
Well. Before we wrap this up, the Flower Pot Music Concert is actually part of a larger event, which is the Celebrate the Solstice Cape Cod, correct? What would you like to tell me about that? So
Celebrate the Solstice is really a 4-day festival, so we can include the weekend, put together by the conservation community, many local land trust or similar kinds of groups. And there's about 7 organizations will be offering free programs from June 18th to June 21st. They're all over the Cape. There'll be some hikes on Cape Cod pathways. There'll be story walks. There's history walks, history talks. There's a pollinator, plant your pollinator in a mini meadow that Chatham's offering, flower pressing in Falmouth. So there's really it's a great way to explore what many local nonprofits dedicated to preservation and conservation are going to be offering over these 4 days. And it builds on the success of a pilot program we did on January 1st called First Day Hikes. And hundreds of people came out to explore that, and it was a great success. So that's why we're repeating it in a little different way from June 18th to June 21st. And we'll have a full calendar of events posted on the Barnstable Land Trust website very soon. So people should check for that if they want to see what, I think there's 10, 12 events that are going to be happening.
Awesome. It really does sound like a great event, a great group of events, really. So both of you, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope as many people as possible go to this event, because it really does sound very fun and super unique. It's something I haven't seen on the Cape, and I mean, you said it yourself, this is most likely the first time something like this has been on the Cape, and I think that's amazing. So,
I think it's exciting. It's a great opportunity to put Cape Cod on the international concert stage with
Yeah.
flower pots and mixing bowls.
There you go.
so Sue, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you,
Thank you
Kristen.
for having us.